Should you buy a fixer-upper as your very first home? Stay tuned. This week on the Klaus Corner, I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons of buying a fixer-upper as your very first home. Hey guys, so a question I got recently in one of our homebuyer seminars is how to get the most equity out of your first home purchase. And sometimes when people think about equity, they think they have to remodel and fix up a home to gain a lot of equity. Now that is true, there's truth to that. But there are other ways to get equity. And my personal opinion on buying a fixer-upper for your first home is that unless you have a lot of experience fixing something up or want a big project, it's probably not the best option for your very first home. Now, the reason I say that is because fixing up a home is sort of like a second job. If you're working full-time and you plan to do a lot of the work on your own, you're going to be doing that work every night and every weekend, and it's also not very fun to live through. I have done a little work myself and lived through the dust and debris of trying to make renovations while you live there, and it is really not fun. It's not easy to do. You are constantly covered in drywall dust and other debris from construction. So it's not very fun to do. The other reason is it's really actually very expensive. You can do a lot of stuff yourself. Now, cosmetic stuff like painting, refinishing like cabinetry sometimes, like if you're repainting cabinets, if you're redoing floors, some of that stuff you can do on your own. But anything more than that, you're probably going to need to hire help to do it. And that gets really, really expensive. So most first-time buyers don't have a lot of money to put down in the first place and may not have a lot of money to invest. So it can become really costly. Now, if you're thinking about buying for the first time and you really want something where you can gain equity, one thing I would encourage you to do is look at a neighborhood in which you're buying and see if you think that neighborhood is going to appreciate more rapidly than other neighborhoods, especially places in Seattle where public transit is being expanded and we have new amenities coming to different areas. It can be really beneficial to buy in an area that you think is going to become more populated, more accessible, and more desirable to live. And that will help increase the equity of your home more rapidly than an already well-established neighborhood. So that's just one way you can think about gaining equity. It's better once you move into your first home and experience what it's like to fix up the home to then go to your next home, and you can work on a fixer-upper for your second home once you move up to that next one. Now that's because you'll have a little more experience. So those are just my thoughts on if you should buy a fixer-upper as your very first home. If you have any questions about the type of house projects that you might need to do in a fixer-upper or how much equity you can gain, don't hesitate to reach out. You can call, text, email, or DM me. We hope you subscribe to this video, and we'll see you next week on the Klaus Corner. Thanks for tuning in.